All right, we are at Star Ranch, home of the 4-hour round. Historically, some of the best greens in Central Texas. Hole 1, little dogleg right. Flag is over those trees, but I'm going to start this down the middle of the fairway and let it fader. Or just blast. Hard bounce, but we're safe. And we're good to go. So we are just off the left side of the fairway here. We've got 58, I want to say, downhill. Wind is kind of with us, about 60 yards actually, 58 downhill, which is going to cause the club to loft a little bit. We just want to saute a little 58-degree runner. Play it off the back foot, probably going to come off to the left. Go.
Oh, it's leaning. Got in there all right.
Hey. Birdie look.
Good shot.
Thank you. All right, let's roll. All right, so we got something that looks like just about 20 feet for birdie. It's got a little bit of a right to left accent to it. I'm just gonna nestle something up here. Birdie's sick. Par is also sick on an opening hole. Oh,
just
she didn't break. It's a little late in the day though, you know? People have been stomping on these greens, so we'll get out of here safely with par and go to hole 2. All right, so this is hole 2, Star Ranch again. This one, what you get here, you've got a bunker straight ahead. Downwind as it is now, that bunker really isn't in play. I like to aim sort of at the right middle of it. Let it fade off. The wind is going away. Try to saute something down there, find it, and hit it again. So we're looking at that right edge of the bunker, nice and smooth. Oh, pop Fliesman, but middle of the fairway. So yeah, I mean, conditions wise, this place is pretty hard to beat. It's wide open, which is nice. It's good for my game, which contains a 2-way miss that some would say is epic. Others would say is disastrous when trying to go low. But if we can harness it, we should be able to do something pretty good here. We're just going to play 9 holes. We're getting to know what it's like to do this little YouTube golf thing, or I don't know, I guess golf social media. Having a little fun with it. All right, so we have 190 downwind. I think it's 6 iron. I don't know. We just want to put a good ball on it. If it's short, the pin's kind of in the front here. If it's short, maybe it skips up, does something special. Those bunkers are certainly in play with my dispersion from this distance, but I'm not worried about that. Just going to put a smooth swing on it. Aim a little left. Let it draw back. Soft hands. Good tempo. Something like that. Yeah, looks like we're pin high. I mean, all right, turns out nice. So I absolutely roasted that iron, at least for me anyway, in my loft. About, I don't know, about 2, something like that. So we got this point back, which is not the easiest putt on the golf course. There's actually some sneaky downhill to it. Kind of keeping pace of play, so we're not going to walk it off or look at it from both angles. All we're going to do is try to not embarrass ourselves on a what appears to be 60-foot putt that needs to get lagged down and nestle up close to give us a chance at par.
Fair enough. That was a good shot.
I mean, this is good. The read is trash. But that's why we practice 7-footers, so that we can drain them and take our friends' money. All right, did we learn anything there? I mean, geez, that thing swung. I mean, it's definitely going right to left on this one, no question. Had this putt many times before in this pin location. See a little bit of a burnt edge on the cup, which also lets us know that the ball's been rolling into that area pretty consistently throughout the day. All right.
That was a great putt. Good putt, dude.
All right, so we are even through to third hole Star Ranch. What you see is what you get, at least for the opening stuff. There's not a whole lot to it. You got this big old bunker complex on the right. You don't want to be in that, obviously. Pins in the middle, it looks like today. Dead center of the green. I like starting this down the left edge of the fairway. And if it cuttersmans, it's cuttersmans, and we're okay with that. Smooth, release the hands. Be glorious. It's the Healy cut, dead into the wind. Right next to the 150 though. All right, so it says about 150. Flag is pretty much dead in the middle of the green, maybe in a little bit in the back-ish. So we do want to be a little bit short of it if we're going to be short. I think we do play this about 165, which again, no ego. We're choking down, yeah, let's choke down 7-iron. Might keep this one a little bit low and turning, so we'll see. Nice and soft here. Yeah, a little short, but we like it. All right, we got a long putt ahead of us, as you can see. That said, guaranteed fresh. Not sponsored. Should be, though. This green's cool. Little heart shape. Some undulation. Nothing too crazy. Don't know if the camera's going to pick it up or not, but we got another lengthy putt. Gonna try to make a good read, though. Give ourselves a chance. I see this breaking left already before I get up here. But might not give it too much respect. I don't know. It's uphill. Probably going to be a little slow because it's late in the day. I'm probably going to say that a bunch. Rain is definitely in two, just because of where the sun's at. Let's look at like 3 cups outside right. Get it there. That is not enough. Oof, good line. Terrible stroke. All right. 10-foot par. We drop when we drop them. We don't really care. But we also make putts like this all the time. Ball outside right. I mean, listen, even through 3, the DF3, the DF3 is doing what the DF3 do. All right, first par 3 of the day. I'm a member here in good standing, so last time I played, which was earlier this week, same flag position. The wind here is funny because you don't feel it from the tee box, but you can see the flag is swirling, and it's pretty downwind. So 156, I'm going to try to hit it 150. Start it sort of in the middle of that left side bunker and let it fade towards the flag. Hopefully magic happens. That's a chunksman. That is a chunksman. All right. We can build from there. We can. All right, so we took the express train to Chunksville. Haven't been here in a while. Don't ever want to come back. But we got a chance at greatness. We got to fly one up here. Catch some solid contact. Ball sitting really nicely. About 68 yards. Nothing to it but to do it. Worse than tour average, but it works. All right, so we flew one up. Spun it back a touch. Didn't get any help from the hill here. We got a downhill slider. It's going to be right to left. Got a bit of length to it. We can always repair our ball marks because we're not savages. Those of you out there that don't, you can go ahead and click off this video now. We are not the same. All right. Yeah, right to left, downhill. Good 20 feet. All right, found our first bogey. That. First par 5 of the front 9 here at the home of the 4-hour round. None of those bunkers are in play. But despite being probably one of the widest fairways in Texas, I've seen many people put one onto a patio over there. So we're thinking positive thoughts. We're thinking soft hands, smooth swing. We're going to start it at the right edge, the left bunker way out there in the distance. Hopefully at Cuddiesville towards that 200-yard mark. I think that's what that is. Left side fairway, cutting. Fairway in regulation. Let's go hit it. Second shot, put a good beat on it. Wind actually just died down as we were pulling up. Now, if you wanted to be an absolute savage, you could pull 2 wood up here and try to slap one up there, and maybe you get a runner and good things happen for you. But I like layups, so I'm aiming at the bunker that's kind of out there in the middle. I'm not going to reach it here with this club. We're just going to put a good beat on it, give ourselves a good number in. I'd like to see 110, 115 after this. So let's go get it. I mean, there's position A, and then there's that ball, which is also in position A. All right. We wanted to leave ourselves a good number. We're thinking 110, 115, but what we ended up with is 103 to the flag. It's into the wind. I'm still going to play it, I think, 100 yards because I'm going to draw it. I usually fade a hundo, but if I draw it, might go like 105 into. Could be nice. We'll see. Oh, it's fading anyway, dude. That's Bunkersville. Hey, sit. All right. All right. After all that talk about practicing that little bump and run 48 degree, we chunked one. You saw the chunk. Hit another one with the 48. Release a little bit longer since I was afraid of the chunk. Caught it clean. We've got this coming back for par. This is the #1 handicap on the course, meaning it is the hardest hole. Got a left to righter. Down, then it's up, then it's in. It never broke. All right. Let's clean up the bogster. All right. We're in with bogey. All right. Pulling up to hole 6. This is a drivable par 4. It's into the wind. And I'm swinging mini driver. So, I don't know. I mean, the Decade Golf System says that we should go ahead and just blast a driver down there. And so I think I'm going to do exactly that. We might have to wait for the green to clear. So I don't roll one into somebody's back pocket, but pin looks, well, played this earlier this week. I did drive this green, got down in 2 for bird. So I'm going to try to get a little bit of that action going here in just a second. All right, 2 over through 5, hole 6 at the ranch. We got trouble left, trouble right with the bunkers. Smart play is to hit a 6-iron down there and then have a little short iron in or a wedge in. But this is YouTube golf, so you hit 2 wood like an absolute maniac into the wind. We're about 280 from the pin. Gonna aim left side of the fairway. If it fades, it fades. If it goes straight, we're on the green, probably, maybe. Might be. All right, so if you look at the flag, you see that was dead into. So piping mini driver 281 to flag or hole high is always a good time. We are on Eagle Watch. You know, things happen. It's going to break left to right. I don't know how hard that break is. I like just getting it on the fringe and rolling. Whatever happens, happens here. Not too worried about it. That's how we like our birdies, short. All right, 2-footer for bird. Let's not overthink this. It does break to the right. You can see the burn edges. You know, the water's over there, so everything's working that way. But we're not going to give this too much respect. Just going to get out of here. Get one back. Keep rolling. All right. We're back to 1 over through 6. It's one of the nicest shots on this golf course. It is a water carry. It's always the prevailing wind is way downwind. We've got about 177. We're just going to smooth a 7-iron down there. Hope good things happen. That is a sucker's pin, because if you land back of that green, there's a non-zero chance that you're going to jettison over the back. So what I'd like to do is just fade one towards the middle, second tier, just so that we're able to get a look at it. Going a little right. Caught it a little heavy. But we're alive. All right. So that was 177 downwind. Hit a bit of a fader, as Matty Boom Boom, the godfather of YouTube golf, would say. Fader. I've been having fun hitting 48-degree chips. This lie is a little funky to me. It is sitting up, but there's a clump of grass behind it, as you can see. We're thinking positive thoughts. We're starting it on the right side of this shelf. Everything does break towards water on this green, but we don't want to be too far right. So we're just going to kind of go maybe a yard right. Oh, that's got to run. Left it a little short, but that's okay. All right. We've got wood to chop here. Let's call it a 7.5 footer for par. Beautiful day though in Texas. I mean, come on. Doesn't get any better than that. Happy to be here. All right, interestingly, I don't think there's a ton to this putt. It's on a spine. We see the burn mark is all on the back edge here. We're gonna play this thing dead straight. Hold on a second. We gotta mark and clean this thing real quick. And play it dead straight. How does it end up behind the hole? Hole 8, 412 yard par 4. Prevailing wind here is downwind. We are, as they say in the military, what is it? Free to go loud. So we're gonna try to pipe one. There is a speed slot sort of down by that tree on the left. If you can catch the back half of that hill, you'll run out nicely and have usually just a wedge in. So try to pipe one here. Stay loose, stay smooth. My line is typically the edge of that bunker. If I fade, I fade. And we're all right. Oh, I faded hard. All right, we got to take a lateral drop here. Unfortunately, put a little bit too much fadesman in it, as the Honorable Chairman Taco Golf would say. So now we're looking at about 125 downwind. Pin's in a good spot. Again, could draw, could not. When you have the face to path control of a drunk 4x4 driver, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, put a good one on here. Oh, it's not enough. Not enough. It's all right. We're compounding bad mistakes with bad mistakes, but we're gonna get up and down and get out of here. All right, so we hit a pretty anemic wedge shot here. Don't love that, especially coming out of an OB ball, right? You don't want to follow bad shots with bad decisions or bad decisions with bad shots, whatever. That was 2 bad shots in a row. We've got not a ton of green to work with. We've been having fun hitting these little 48-degree wedges. We're gonna do one here that, again, hopefully lands just short of the green and then runs up to that cup, which should break a little bit right to left. Start this thing about 5 feet outside and land it just short of the green and let it go. That's what we wanted. Took a look. All right, looking like 5 feet uphill, right to left. If we can get in here and save bogey, that would be optimal. But again, score is just a number. We're not tripping. Get a read here. It has to go right to left, but I don't think it has to go much. Again, uphill, so the break won't be as severe. Make sure we're lined up nicely. That was a big putt. That's a big up and down. Huge for the program. But again, score's just a number. We're out here having a good time. I think we're 3 over through 8. Again, don't care. Just having a good time. Living the dream. All right. Hole 9. It's 400 and something, all the way uphill, back up to the clubhouse. Beautiful par 4. Bunkering doesn't really come into play. Should be able to really carry the thing on the right without a problem. All right, so we're not exactly where we want to be. I think we're 3 over through 8. Check again. Score is just a number, especially if you don't like the score. But yeah, we've been playing the combinations. Say with me, combination. So from here, and just like it was on that par 3, we're going to be from the tips. But I actually like the angle of the tips better than the blues. It kind of takes some of the hazards out of play here, like that bunker on the right, which again, even though we're a little bit into with a right to left crosswind, shouldn't be in play. The line is really that cart at the top of the hill, if you can see that. If it fades, it fades. If it draws, it draws. If it goes straight, well, then you should probably be on tour. So, here we go. Pop fly. Be a fairway in regulation. That was a bad swing. Fairway in regulation. Only about 200 yards. All right, last approach shot of this 9 holes. Again, playing the front 9 at Star Ranch, home of the 4-hour round. We're going to be done in probably an hour and a half, maybe less, which is sick. All the way uphill. The pin is sort of middle front. The wind is hurting. It is right to left, which will help my natural power fade, my Cutsman. But yeah, let's see. I think we're just going to saute 5-iron, nothing too crazy here. Choke down on it a little bit. Smooth one out. Let it work left to right into that wind. All right, we got a helpful bounce. I really don't know. We'll see. All right. So we're here in 2. We did saute that 5-iron pretty much the way that we drew it up. Just didn't get any roll. As you can see, it hit and dug in here. It's a bit of a wet section. I think there's a sprinkler head around here somewhere. So we do need to be cognizant that this is a somewhat soft lie. So we got to kind of pick it a little clean. Try to get up there, get down, get out of here with par, go home, eat dinner. Uphill, works right to left. Going to land it maybe about a third of the way there. I'm not taking into account the uphill enough, but pretty good chip. All right, 5 feet left for par. Listen, doesn't matter. This has to be dead straight, but it also kind of has to go left. It is uphill. Grain is working sort of to the left as well, so we'll give it a little bit of respect. Yeah, we'll put it a little bit right, maybe sort of right inside. You can feel it in your feet too, though, so there is definitely a little bit of break. So we'll go right edge, nothing to it but to do it. All right, that's it. I think we ended 3 over. So we shot 38. Got to give a huge shout out to my son, Luca. Been on the camera. Exceptional golfer himself. We'll see if we bring him to the channel once he feels more comfortable with where his game's at. But yeah, I mean, take a look. Home of the 4-hour round. Can't beat it. We'll catch you next time.